Good evening, everyone. Happy birthday to all of you. It dawned on me that we say that, so we say it many times throughout the year, or at least on Swamiji's birthday and Master's birthday. But what a deep meaning it really has. We've just spent weeks talking about awakening or having the Christ consciousness be born again in us. And today is the day where we can all focus on having Master's consciousness be born again in us. So it is our birthday, and we are celebrating not just Master tonight, but all of us. We have a lovely program that will be a mix of music and readings. The readings are in three stages, and they take us through various aspects of our relationship with our guru, and then the music will follow that. So it should just be a lovely evening of celebration and deep contemplation, and hopefully of soul freedom. So let's begin with a prayer. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Sri Yukteswar, our beloved Guru Deva, Paramhansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, Divine Friend Swami Kriyananda, we humbly bow before you all. Divine Mother, Great Master, we are here with you tonight, hearts wide open to receive your infinite love, our souls longing to receive your consciousness, to ride the wave of your infinite consciousness, that it may bring us home to thee. Om, peace, amen.
God is truth, God is love, Father, Mother, both are one. When our hearts cry out in pain, Mother, bring us peace again. Every mother brings to birth hints of thy love for all the earth. God is truth, God is love, Father, Mother, both are one. When our hearts cry out in pain, Mother, bring us peace again. Every mother brings to birth hints of thy love for all the earth.
heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. You fill my heart with music, I dance through life with thee. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. I sing your song and sorrow's gone, in joy I live ever free. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Wilt thou come, wilt thou come, just for once come to me. Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord. Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Door of my heart, open wide, I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide, I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me? Wilt thou come, just for once come to me? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Door of my heart, open wide, I keep for thee. Door of my heart, open wide, I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once come to me? Wilt thou come, just for once come to me? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Night and day, I look for thee, night and day. Night and day, I look for thee, night and day.
reading from this first section is on Avatar, a divine incarnation. These readings come from three sources. The first, Conversations with Yogananda by Swami Kriyananda. Of course, these are conversations that he had with Paramhansa Yogananda. The second is from the Bhagavad Gita, a few verses from the 4th chapter. And then finally, a short passage from the Bible, the Gospel of St. John, the 1st chapter. "What is it, Master," I asked, "that draws a soul back to earth after he has attained final liberation?" He replied, "He still keeps the desireless desire to help others." In his correspondence course lessons, he explains the difference between the rebirth of a fully liberated soul and that of a master who has a little karma of his own remaining to be worked out. The latter, after he attains full liberation, becomes an ascended master. If, as rarely happens, he returns to earth, it is as a full manifestation of God, an avatar, with divine power to shower blessings generally on all mankind. Those who still have some past karma of their own to work out return primarily to help their own disciples. These saints, called Jivan Muktas, freed while living, are able to uplift a few, but cannot carry innumerable disciples to God. Those, on the other hand, who return without any karma of their own, having become Paramuktas, fully liberated, in a former life, come as avatars. Whoever comes to them for help can be saved, though his salvation is not necessarily immediate. I asked the Master once, "Are you an avatar?" "It would take such a one," he replied quietly, "to bring a mission of this importance." When his mother took him, while he was a baby, to be blessed by his guru's guru, Lahiri Mahasaya, Yogavatar, or incarnation of yoga, as Paramhansa Yogananda called him, that great master said to her, "Little mother, thy son will be a yogi. As a spiritual engine, he will carry many souls to God's kingdom." Those words could not have been spoken of a lesser master. They could only have been spoken of an avatar. The blessed Lord said, "Many have been my births, and many also yours. I remember all of mine, though you remember yours not. Though I, a fully liberated soul, am the Lord of all creation, and am in my true self and abiding ever in my cosmic nature, forever unborn, yet I, by my yoga maya, assume from time to time an outward form. O Bharata, Arjuna, whenever virtue, dharma, declines, and vice, adharma, is in the ascendant, I incarnate myself on earth as an avatar, appearing from age to age in visible form. I come to destroy evil and to re-establish virtue." "And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth."
Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy Guru. Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy Guru. If you want to cross the ocean of delusion, if you want to cross the ocean of delusion, shaming the white lotus in purity, shaming the white lotus in purity, beyond all duality, Guru, image of Brahma, deliver us from delusion. Guru, image of Brahma, deliver us from delusion. Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy Guru. Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy Guru. If you want to cross the ocean of delusion, if you want to cross the ocean of delusion, shaming the white lotus in purity, shaming the white lotus in purity, beyond all duality, Guru, image of Brahma, deliver us from delusion. Guru, image of Brahma, deliver us from delusion. Guru, image of Brahma, deliver us from delusion. Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy Guru. Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy Guru.
A reading from Revelations 3:12 through 21. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God, and I will write upon him my new name. From the Bhagavad Gita 4:9. One, O Arjuna, who by intuition comprehends the truth of my divine manifestations and selfless deeds in this vibratory universe, will never again, after he leaves his body at death, need to incarnate in outward egoic form. Soaring in freedom, he will attain me. From Whispers from Eternity. Thou light of my life, thou camest to spread wisdom's glow over the path of my soul. Centuries of darkness dissolved before the shafts of thy luminous help. As a naughty baby, I cried for my Mother Divine, and she came to me as my Guru, Swami Sri Yukteswar. At that meeting, O my Guru, a spark flew from thee, and the faggots of my God-craving, gathered through incarnations, smoldered and blazed into bliss. All my questions have been answered with thy flaming golden touch. Eternal, ever-present satisfaction has come to me through thy glory. My Guru, thou voice of God, I found thee in response to my soul cries. Slumbers of sorrow are gone, and I am awake in bliss. If all the gods are displeased, yet thou art pleased, I am safe in the fortress of thy pleasure. And if all the gods protect me behind the parapets of their blessings, yet I receive not thy benedictions, I am an orphan, left to pine spiritually in the ruins of thy displeasure. O Guru, thou didst bring me out of the bottomless pit of darkness into thy paradise of peace. Our souls met after years of waiting. They trembled with an omnipresent thrill. We met here because we had met before. Together we will fly to his shores. We will smash our planes of finitude forever and vanish into infinite life. I bow to thee as the spoken voice of silent God. I bow to thee as the divine door which leads to the temple of salvation. I bow to thee, to thy master Lahiri Mahashaya, harbinger of yoga in Benares, and I lay the flowers of my devotion at the feet of Babaji, our Supreme Master.
Though green summer fade and winter draw near, my Lord, in your presence I live without fear. Through tempest, through snows, through turbulent tide, the touch of your hand is my strength and my guide. I ask for no riches that death can destroy. I crave only thee, your love and your joy. I ask for no riches that death can destroy. I crave only thee,
answers will pass. The singing must end. I welcome the darkness with you for my friend.
I was just sitting here thinking, feeling, it's humbling to stand up and want to speak about one as great as Master. Suddenly, I found myself saying with more fervor than usual, you better do this. It's like, how could I begin to speak about him in any way that would do him justice? It's so interesting. We just are in the process of finishing. Tomorrow night we'll finish a course that we've been doing. It was a 5-week course, but we stopped for the holidays. So we will come back tomorrow night and finish it, called The Church of All Religions. We started with a talk by Swami Devarshi in India on Sanatana Dharma. So we started out talking about that eternal truth, that dharma or duty that always speaks to truth, that underlies every great religion. And then we had people come and speak on different religions. And it was really, it was a much more profound experience than I was thinking it would be. I knew it was going to be a great series of classes because the speakers were so wonderful. But what we got to see as these different people came in and spoke about Christianity and Sufism and Kabbalism, and then wound up with a talk by Ananda from the village on self-realization, is that every great teacher that comes, every great master, I mean, very much like what James just read right from the Gita, when virtue declines and vice is on the ascendant, I incarnate myself on earth. And these masters come again and again. It's so, just speaking to such deep, deep love on their part that they are willing to do that. I don't remember the words. I didn't know what the readings were going to be. But he then read about Swamiji asking Master, what's the difference between a master and an avatar? And Master, when he gets to what is an avatar, why would they come, I think was the question. And it was because they carry within them so much love that they want to keep coming back again and again to take care of those of us who are here longing to be free, but we desperately, really, truthfully need their guidance. We just simply couldn't do it without them. There's those wonderful lines from a song that Swamiji wrote. When we need you, you descend, seeking grieving hearts to mend. Just such beautiful words. So we see this, that the avatars come because each of these speakers were speaking to what happened with Christianity and, of course, Judaism, and what happens in Sufism. And then as you just tie it all together, you realize that every one of them is coming as a self-realizationist. Master may have given us those two words of self-realization, but that's what all of the great religions are about. And you see these masters coming back over and over. It's just, it's so deeply loving. In our meditation earlier tonight, Lahari and Biraj played a clip from Master's last birthday talk. So he gave that talk on January 5th, and then he had his Mahasamadhi on March 7th, and this was in 1952, of course. But I hadn't listened to that for quite a while, but as I was listening to it tonight, Master's in a movie theater, and he says he's up in the booth, and he's watching the beam of light become that movie. Now, I don't know if what was being shown was a newsreel from World War II. I just have no idea. But it was very violent, what he was describing. He was talking about bodies being blown apart and people dying, and he goes on and on describing it. And at some point, he's saying to us, he's speaking at his birthday party, but he's saying, don't get caught in the movie. Don't watch the movie like that. It's a bad movie. Of course, talking about life. He says, look to the beam. Isn't that beautiful? Again, I hadn't heard it for a while, but you can feel him when he's speaking then with such power and yet so much deep love, true love, speaking to our souls. Swamiji said about Master somewhere, he said that love of Master's could be life-shattering. He said it had so much power in it because he was speaking to our souls, because he loved God in us. It wasn't this sweet kind of personal love that he felt. But everybody, and Lahari mentioned it before we listened. She said, you'll feel his power and you'll feel his love. And it's exactly what I felt. He's just crying to us. Don't watch the movie. Do not get caught up in the movie. Look to the beam. He doesn't even say of light, but that's what he means. With so much love, they come back again and again. You know, this was a very poignant part of Ananda's talk that he gave in this class. He shared a story of an experience he had when he was 7. And I don't remember, I think he was at school. He went to a Catholic school. And there were a group of nuns, and there was a group of students there. And I don't know who was speaking to them, if it was a priest or a teacher. I just forget. It doesn't matter, though. He said he was 7. Suddenly, he found himself transported to some other experience of reality. His heart was open. He was at a feeling level. Of course, he was 7. He didn't have words for it. But he's remembered it all these years. And he realized that he was being lifted by the consciousness of whoever was speaking, whatever great teacher, whatever vibration was being shared. He didn't have that experience because he made straight A's. He didn't have that experience because of something he learned and could regurgitate in school. He had that experience because it was an experience of love, of divine love. And it awakened in me when I listened to it. I wasn't at that class, so I just listened to his talk about 2 days ago. When I was a very little girl, I was very involved at the synagogue from way before I was old enough to think about what I was doing. I was just drawn there. I spent years in this synagogue. But when I was very little, I would sneak away and I would find my way away from like what was a teaching center, but into the actual synagogue. And I would not turn on any lights. Nobody would have been happy. Now nobody knows this but you. I've never told this story. And I hadn't thought about it in years, but Ananda's story brought it back for me. I would go behind what is called the ark in the synagogue, where the Torah is. And it's always kept closed by usually a beautiful velvet cloth. And then on holidays and on Shabbat, the rabbi usually, or one of the men, no women were allowed to touch the ark or go near the Torah in those days. Things have changed. And they would open it, they would bring the Torah out, which is the Bible for Jewish people. I would hide behind the ark, so not in the synagogue, but behind. And I would have these profound and life-altering experiences. I had no words. I never told anybody. But when Ananda told his story, I could remember it like it just happened. Not just even yesterday, but this morning. The vibration, the consciousness of these great masters, of the written word in the Torah. They're handwritten by great scribes who are deeply devoted. But it's like what Master said when he asked Swamiji, did you like the autobiography? And Swamiji said, oh, I loved it. That's because my vibration was in it. Master's vibration could have been in that Torah or in the energy of whoever was speaking to Ananda. It never leaves. Master came in this incarnation, because remember, we're talking about teachers coming and coming. I incarnate on earth whenever I'm needed. But it's not a mistake about which soul comes when. Master came, Swamiji says, as an incarnation of love. He actually gives a talk that he calls the incarnation of love. He says Master came as a window into the divine, and a perfectly clear window. No dirt, no smudges, no opaque glass, all of which would be egoic remnants, so you couldn't see clearly through it, which many great teachers still have ego. But Swamiji says he came as a perfectly clear window into the divine consciousness for us, and as an incarnation of love. And he brought with him in this lifetime, which is so interesting because of what Viveka Devi just read, when he wrote that poem, My Guru. But he came to us and brought with him this loving God as Divine Mother. That was not anything that had happened like that before. Because who is Mother? It's that force which comes to us to heal, to hold, to fill our heart's longing. And again, I don't have the exact words. I haven't heard that reading in years, but Viveka Devi was reading. I was longing for my mother, Master said, and I found her in my guru, in Sri Yukteswar. And then he comes to us as Divine Mother, and he offers himself like that with literally all the unconditional love that we could imagine. That's why it was so poignant hearing those words tonight as he's describing this war-torn scene. But what I felt was his love, how much he loves us, to show us in terms that we could understand. Don't get caught up in the movie, he says. And then in the meditation, they also play Swami Kriyananda reading Master's poem, Samadhi. I told Lahari afterwards, if ever we needed proof of thoughts being universally, not individually rooted, she should look at some of the notes I wrote down for today, because I brought a copy of Samadhi because I wanted to read a few lines. Master comes in, and again, out of pure love for us, he writes that which was, until he did it, impossible to write. He puts into words for us the experience of samadhi, of being one with the divine, of being completely and totally clear of any egoic tendencies, heart wide open, living in unconditional love. Master was unconditional love, and that is the way to God. It's the only way. I'll come back to samadhi. Why is it that we say God is love, God is truth, God is love? What does that mean? Because as we neutralize all of the energy in our chakras, as we let go of all of those egoic pulls, as we are liberated from our deep need and unending desire, as we say in our festival, even though repeatedly we lose everything we have, to get into the movie. Like we can rewrite the ending. We can't. So here's our master just begging us. But when we reach the heart, not the human heart, not human love, unconditional divine love, we open the way for that energy to be freed and for us to meet our guru at the spiritual eye, the crown chakra, to find God through our guru. That's why when a guru comes in like this, an incarnation of love, and he's our guru, what a gift, what an extraordinary gift we've been given by him. And then he writes it out for us. Swamiji says at some point, he said he took that which transcended words, human experience, and he found words for it. Swamiji says, I wouldn't know, that it's never been done before. And Swami goes on to talk, interestingly, I hadn't heard this before, but he says, even Ramakrishna, who is such a great saint, he talks, and then he just goes silent. He goes silent. He's wordless when he's speaking to his disciples, to all of us, about the experience of samadhi, about divine, infinite, divine Christ consciousness. And Swamiji says, even Patanjali, the father of yoga. He said Patanjali can talk about pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, which means interiorizing, concentrating, meditating on. That's what those words mean. And then samadhi. But Swamiji says, what does that mean to most of us? And I, for one, can say, as many times as I tried to read Patanjali, I never knew what it meant until Master and Swamiji explained it. But Master comes and riding a subway in New York, riding a subway in New York City. Have you been to New York City? And on the subways, he writes this poem. And I'm going to read just a few lines, not the whole poem, but a few lines so that we can all see how utterly knowable, understandable, attainable it is. Master did this. He came and he put words to that experience that we're all looking, we're all working very hard. We're diving as deep as we can, each of us. Why? To be liberated, to get to that state. We don't know what the state is, and nobody's told us, except now. Vanished the veils of light and shade, lifted every vapor of sorrow. Imagine that. Lifted every vapor of sorrow, sailed away all dawns of fleeting joy. I'm not going to read the poem, I'm going to jump around. But we can understand that. We go, wow, no sorrow, removed all fleeting joy for what would be a permanent joy. Thank you, Master, for letting me know. Now I see where I'm going. Now it gives direction to my meditation. It gives direction to my longing. It's so beautiful and helpful and hopeful what he did. The storm of Maya stilled by magic wand of intuition deep. Intuition is of the heart. When we get to the heart chakra, and when we are receiving divine guidance then, which we call intuition. You see, when you tear it apart, and I'll stop there, but when you tear it apart, you just realize what he did. In perfectly simple, beautiful English words, he creates the experience that we're moving toward. He gives that to us. He loves us so much. He doesn't need us to be perfect. He doesn't need us to be faultless. He just wants us to keep trying, to keep coming, to keep offering our love to him. You know, recently, Davy wrote up in one of their blogs that they write every week. She wrote about many things, but it was right after Christmas. And she says, one of my favorite Christmas carols has always been Little Drummer Boy. Now, I want to tell you, I had it from then to now. I love Little Drummer Boy. I love it. I've been playing it over and over. But prior to reading that blog, I thought, if I hear one more verse of Parappa-pum-pum, you know, I just was not relating to it. And I'll bet there are many people who felt that way. But Davy breaks it apart. I never heard it before. I never heard it. But she says, here's this little drummer boy. He wants to see the baby Jesus. But I'm a poor boy too, he says. but I can play my drum for you. Pa-ra-pa-pum-pum. I'll play my drum for you. I played my drum for him. Then he smiled at me. I never heard that song before. God wants us to bring just what we have to bring. And then he smiles. He smiles on us. It's so beautiful. He just wants us to keep coming after him, to keep bothering him in a way, to ask him every question we can imagine, to take him on every journey in our life, wherever it is. Just keep calling him. Swamiji says, never give up. Never give up. He keeps repeating it. Because what else are we going to do? What else is there? For us, honestly, it's God or nothing. And God is so happy with that. I have no idea how long I've been talking, but I'll end with this story that we've all heard before, but it's poignant right now. The story of Narada, when God asked Narada to come to earth and find the greatest disciples. And Narada comes and he looks around and he talks to a lot of people. But he finds ultimately this man who's 80 years old, and for 80 years he's been doing all of these austerities. He doesn't weigh very much. He's sort of scantily clad. He doesn't eat a lot. Just does all of this puja and offering to God. And he says to Narada, hey, when you go back to heaven, would you tell God I'm down here and I've been doing this for 80 years, and Narada's just in awe of him. But then he keeps walking and he comes across this man who's totally drunk, slurring his speech, trying to get some post in the hole. He can't get it in, he's too drunk. He goes, Narada, hey, when you go back to heaven, he says, tell God I'd love to see him here. I really want him to come and help me. So Narada goes back to heaven and God says, well, what did you find? And he says, I found this soul. He's 80 years old. And God says, I don't know him. And Narada says, how could you not know him? He spent 80 years dedicating his life to you. And God sort of stops and he thinks, he goes, nope, I don't know him. And then Narada says, well, I ran into this other man. He was drunk and sort of slurring his speech, but he asked me to tell you that he is waiting for you. And God says, I know him. And Narada's in total disbelief. But then God says to him, go back to earth, Narada, and tell them both that as soon as I can thread this elephant through the eye of a needle, I will come and see them. And Narada finds the 80-year-old man, and he does that. And the 80-year-old man's infuriating. He's telling me, who can thread an elephant through the eye of a needle? That's it, I've had it, I'm done. And he just throws down all of his puja stuff and he storms off. And Narada's shocked. But then he finds the drunk and he tells the drunk the same thing. And this drunken man starts dancing for joy. And Narada says, did you hear what I said? And the drunk says, yes. As soon as God can put that elephant through the eye of a needle, he's going to come to me. God can do that. I know God can do that. And of course, Narada gets it. Ananda didn't make an A on the test to have an experience of the divine. I snuck into the temple and I hid, and I had an experience of God. The drummer boy had nothing to give except his song that he played for God. This is what Master, and here's this drunk but who truly knew God and went into a state of ecstasy just knowing God would come. This is what masters come to tell us. Be who you are. Just let me do it all through you. Let me be with you. Remember to speak my name all the time. Do your best. That beautiful line from the Gita, stanza after stanza, line after line, and he gets to, and if you fail at this and if you fail at that, Krishna's telling Arjuna, and if in this thy faint heart fails, the last thing, the least thing, then bring me your failures. God doesn't care. God wants our love. He doesn't care how well we did in school. He doesn't care about how much money we've made. He doesn't care how many people we are in charge of. He doesn't care about our titles. Do we love him? Do we love him? I will tell all of you, we all make New Year's resolutions. I realized this year, and it's real for me. I'm at that moment in my life, if not now, when? I'm making master resolutions, and I will keep them. How many years have I heard masters say, memorize my poems, Samadhi? I've not done it. Imagine, I've not done it. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it in 2021. And if I give this talk again next year, I'll recite it for you. Make your master resolution. If it's nothing more than to call on Master as many times a day as you can. Keep pictures of these masters everywhere. Keep Ganesha, who will remove all the obstacles. Keep them everywhere. It's the beginning of a new year. I thought today, is it any surprise the Master's birthday was so close to a new year? I don't think so, not for us. We all feel that sense of new possibility, ever new possibilities. Let's go for it together. Let's all do it. Swamiji said we could all attain freedom in this life. We all have it in us. Why not? Let's bring all of that energy, all of that joy, all of that yes, right now. As I said to some clients of mine a few weeks ago, and they laughed at me. It took me a while to realize why they were laughing. I said, you know how the saying goes, just say yes. And they laughed at me because, of course, the worldly version of that is just say no. But they thought it was so adorable that I got confused and said, yeah, just say yes. They sent me a t-shirt with it on there, just say yes. I thought, this is fabulous. So get a t-shirt that says it, whatever we need to do. Let's go to God together this year. God bless you all.
Our final set of readings this evening is on the Guru's eternal bond. From the Gita. He who beholds me everywhere and who beholds everything in me never loses sight of me, nor do I lose sight of him. From the Gospel of John. And this is the will of him who sent me, that I shall lose none of all those that he has given me, but raise them up at that last day. For it is my Father's will that everyone who looks to the Son and who believes in him shall have eternal life, and I will raise them up on that last day. From Autobiography of a Yogi. For more than 3 decades, I have waited for you here, waited for you to return to me. Babaji's voice rang with celestial love. You slipped away and vanished into the tumultuous waves of the life beyond death. The magic wand of your karma touched you, and you were gone. Though you lost sight of me, never did I lose sight of you. I pursued you over the luminescent astral sea where the glorious angels sail. Through gloom, storm, upheaval, and light, I followed you like a mother bird guarding her young. As you lived out your human term in wombed life and emerged a babe, my eye was ever on you. When you covered your tiny form in the lotus posture under the Nadia sands in your childhood, I was invisibly present. Patiently, month after month, year after year, I have watched over you, waiting for this perfect day. Now you are with me. Lo, here is your cave, loved of yore. I have kept it ever clean and ready for you. Here is your hollowed asana blanket, where you daily sat to fill your expanding heart with God. Behold there your bowl, from which you often drank the nectar prepared by me. See how I have kept the brass cup brightly polished, that you might drink again therefrom. My own, do you now understand? My Guru, what can I say? I murmured brokenly. Where has one ever heard of such deathless love? I gazed long and ecstatically at my eternal treasure, my Guru in life and death. And finally, from Whispers from Eternity, God's Boatman. I wanted to ply my boat many times across the gulf after death and return to Earth's shores from my home in space. I want to load my boat with all those waiting, thirsty ones who have been left behind, that I may carry them to the opalescent pool of iridescent joy, there where my Father distributes his all-desire-quenching liquid peace. Oh, I will come back again and again, crossing 1,000,000 crags of suffering. With bleeding feet, I will come, if need be 1,000,000,000,000 times, as long as I know that one stray brother is left behind. I want thee, O God, that I may give thee to all. I want salvation, that I may give it to all. Free me then, O Lord, from the bondage of this body, that I may show others how they too can free themselves. I want thy everlasting happiness, but I want also to share it with others, that all my brothers may find the way to happiness forever and ever in thee.
here?
O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. The time has come for us to see that there's but one reality upon the earth and high above, the truth that all was made from love. A love that calls to us to fly above the hills, above the sky, above the storms, above the pain, a land where peace and laughter reign. O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. Guide all our hopes and all our dreams, past every glow that only seems, into the light, the inner sun, into the truth that we're all one. Help us to find in every hour, in every thought, in every flower, a joy that spans eternity, the truth that makes us ever free. O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. The time has come for us to see that there's but one reality upon the earth and high above, the truth that all was made from love. A love that calls to us to fly above the hills, above the sky, above the storms, above the pain, a land where peace and laughter reign. O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. past every glow that only seems, into the light, the inner sun, into the truth that we're all one. Help us to find in every hour, in every thought, in every flower, a joy that spans eternity, the truth that makes us ever free. O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways.
Let's end with a prayer. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Sri Yukteswar, our beloved Guru Deva, Paramhansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, beloved Swamiji, we lovingly bow before you all. Divine Mother, Great Master, we come to you with great devotion, with great gratitude, with deep commitment to find your liberating touch in this very lifetime. Guide us, bless us. Keep your infinite love wrapped around us and guide us home. Om, peace. Amen.